up guys, it's Will here from W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this 2022 Hyundai Tucson.
Okay, before we start, I want to give a huge thank you to Brandon Hyundai for making this review possible. These guys have a really impressive dealership and their staff is also really kind. So if you're in the market for a new car in the Florida area, I would definitely check these guys out and ask for Angel.
So for those of you guys who don't know, Hyundai released the Tucson back in 2005, and fast forward to today, we got our 4th generation Hyundai Tucson, and it's on an all new platform. It's got a new power plant. So let's walk around real quick, see what we got in the exterior, and then hop right in. But right away you see very sharp body lines in the exterior styling, and this is the SEL trim. It's not the fully loaded limited trim, it's not the base SE trim. This is probably the perfect spec Tucson that I would recommend for you guys. So although this is the SEL trim, it doesn't just have the standard equipment, it also has some optional packages as well, and those optional packages are very, very good. I would definitely recommend it for anybody looking to buy this car. So we'll see what we got once we jump right in. But let's start up front. You got these really nice daytime running lights, and they are smoked out. So on the SE trim, you're not going to have smoked out daytime running lights. We'll check that out once we start this car. But since they're smoked out, they blend in with the grille very, very well. So that's one reason why I like this. Oops, I almost dropped the phone. But that's one reason why I like this package. Coming down here, you do have your LED headlight, high and low beams. They do kind of look like fog lights, but as long as they're functional, I guess it's not a very big deal. You come down over here, you just got this nice little flat black bumper down here with the spokes over here with shutters for active airflow for your radiator. You come down over here, no skid plate or anything like that, but that is coming on your higher trims like the limited. But come up top, I like this color differentiation. This kind of looks like brushed aluminum. It doesn't match the color, but it's not supposed to. I'm sure it's the same color on all trims and on all colors. But that's about it, guys. Let's continue over here. So the Hyundai Badge also smoked out, nice color touch, and it contrasts with this quartz white paint really well. And I don't know if you guys can pick it up, but this is a metallic paint and it looks really good. It is also an additional optional feature. But let's come alongside to these wheel and tire setups. So these are 19-inch rims. They're wrapped in 235/55 Cuomo Kurgan tires. So pretty good setup, guys. 235 setup with 55 width is going to be pretty comfortable of a ride, and the 255 width should be all you need for this 4-cylinder engine matched with this pretty light SUV. But let's come alongside, finish up this exterior review. You have a really, really large mirror with blind spot monitoring. That's included on this package as well. But since this mirror is so large, you probably wouldn't even need that blind spot monitoring, but it's always nice to have anyway. But come down over here, unfortunately, you do not get smart access for your driver and front passenger. That's unfortunate. I do wish they added that feature, but of course that's going to be coming along on your limited trim, so not a big deal. Come alongside, you do get tinted windows. That's also going to be an additional feature, but let's just come along to this window sticker real quick and see everything that we do get. So for about $26,500, that's what your standard SEL Tucson will cost. You get your 4-cylinder engine that makes 186 horsepower and 182 pound-feet of torque. That's standard equipment on all Tucsons. You can't get an upgraded engine. That's a big reason why I would probably go with this SEL trim. But standard features include all the advanced safety features you could ever need on top of your Hyundai warranty. That's 10 years, 100,000 mile powertrain with, of course, 5 years, 60,000 mile bumper to bumper. So you got forward collision alert, you got lane keep assist, lane following assist, driver attention warning, rear occupant alert, so it tells you if there's people sitting in your back seat once you turn the car off. You got safe exit warning, rear cross traffic alert, you got electronic stability control, of course, you got ABS, of course, downhill brake control too, and hill start assist. That's not really necessary for automatic cars, but it will help your transmission long term. And of course you got your TPMS. But this car does come with an 8-speed automatic transmission, so a true automatic transmission, no CVT, none of that. So that's also a big reason why a lot of people may like this car. And you also get drive mode select, standard feature on the SEL trim. You have these 17-inch rims, which are actively aerodynamic rims. That's why they're designed like this with their side spokes. But let's continue over here. So you got your, of course, AC. I don't know why that's mentioned, but driver's seat lumbar support, heated and ventilated. Oh, I'm sorry, just heated seats. Heated seats are standard feature for the SEL trim. Of course, you would also get a 4.2-inch multi-information display and an 8-inch display for the infotainment setup. And Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are both standard on the SEL trim. Of course, you got your rear view camera with parking guidance. You got your dual front USB outlets. We'll check all that out once we start, but that's about it for the comfort and convenience. Those are all standard features. But so optional features, this car does have quite a few. So this vehicle It does come equipped with the convenience package on top of the quartz white paint. That's $400, which I mentioned. But you have your convenience package that comes with the power liftgate, 19-inch alloy rims. So these are 19s, as I mentioned. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring them up from the 17s. But you got your power sunroof. You got a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster. So we'll check that out once we step into Hyundai digital key, wireless charging, auto dimming mirror, leather wrap shift knob, dual automatic climate control. Then you got your premium package. That's an additional $1,700. That includes leather seats, ventilated seats. So that's where you get your cooled seats. You get your Bose audio system, premium grille. You get your premium LED daytime running lights. You got your carpeted floor mats. You got your cargo tray, cargo cover, and first aid kit. Altogether, guys, this car comes to about $32,900 after destination. Still a great value, guys. You got absolutely everything you could possibly want. The only thing you're not getting that you would get on the limited trim is, of course, your smart access. You would get your panoramic moonroof and memory seats, and there would be no buttons on your infotainment. You get slightly larger of a screen. But guys, of course, not a big deal. I would definitely recommend this trim for you because you're gonna be saving around $5,000 at least from going with the limited. But let's continue this little walk around up. You do get push to open gas tank. That's a nice feature to have. No easy fill, but not a big deal. Really cool design over here. So this whole panel lights up when you're slowing down, and these LED taillights are really cool. And these are your reverse lights. So that's pretty cool, guys. I haven't seen taillights set up like this ever. It's a really good design. And of course, you got your tinted rear hatch window. And I don't know if you noticed yet, but instead of having a wiper back here, you just got this Hyundai badge. Great design. You still do get a wiper. It's going to be housed right in there. So it's a nice little design touch. I don't know what's going on back there, but oh my gosh. But let's come down over here. So you got your diffuser over here. This is a cool design too. I like how they didn't just leave it blank. You got more of your safety lights and your exhaust tip right there. But that's about it back here. Let's take a little step back. Check out the rear styling from this angle. And let's start this 2022 Tucson up and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, so that's of course the sound of the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine sold by Hyundai. So let's pop this hood, which is a pretty easy hood to access. Only complaint, you got the prop rod. So let me hold my phone in this hand and show you guys the process. But I do like the area of the prop rod. At least it's not located right here. I like how it's located to the side. But there you have it, guys. Here's your 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine. Hyundai did position it pretty far to the left. It's basically hanging right over the left side of the car, so not a big deal. The battery's on the driver's side. Pretty good overall balance. And I don't know if you noticed, but since the strut tower on this car is so far back, you do get a very, very stiff brace that runs all the way alongside the strut tower. So it'll be interesting to see how this vehicle handles. It might be pretty surprising, guys. It'll be cool to check out. But that's about it, guys. Let's see if there's any additional supports over here. There are not, as you guys can see. But we'll check out how this car can handle when we take it out for a ride. So let's shut this hood. Step back. I really like those daytime running lights, guys, but let's check out the interior. All right, so stepping into the 2022 Tucson. So first thing you notice up here, so you're gonna have some soft touch materials for the upper part of your door panel. That's a nice, good little area to rest your elbows. Beneath it, however, this is a little bit questionable. There are people that don't quite like this little cloth trim. I personally don't mind it. It's definitely better than hard plastic, but it would be nice if they got some faux leather, of course. Coming down here, you got some soft touch plastic, and that runs all the way down your door panel. That's surprising. This is a high quality touch of how much material of this they used. But down here, of course, it's gonna be hard plastic, but over here you're rewarded with a pretty nice silver aluminum trim with some fake wood, it looks like, or some piano black in between it. Down here, very soft faux leather armrest, definitely a fan of that. And you got some more piano black over here. So you get power one touch for your driver and front passenger, no power one touch for the rear passengers. Not a big deal, of course. You got your 4-way adjustable mirrors and a very high quality aluminum door handle. But let's check out these seats. So these are optional as well. They are very well perforated, as you can see. The perforation is literally all over the seat. You got pretty good bolstering extensions, definitely a fan of those. And I like this aluminum trim. It's gonna be a little hard plastic there. That's an interesting little touch for a seat. But I promise you, these seats are very comfortable, very soft, while still being pretty supportive. So let's step inside this Tucson and see what we got. All right, so up top on the dashboard, it's gonna be soft touch. For the frame of the dashboard, it's gonna be hard touch, but the areas that you're going to be touching are going to be soft, so not a big deal. A lot of piano black over here, but I do like how they gave you these buttons. So for the limited trim, everything here is going to be a touchscreen, but for this SEL trim, you get a slightly smaller screen, which allows you to get buttons for radio, media. You got your star, you got your Seek track setup, and you also have dials for volume and tuning. So I know a lot of you guys like the dials for volume and tuning, so this car definitely offers it. This vehicle is also equipped with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so really just about everything you need. And with this Bose sound system, I promise you, when it comes to like infotainment and technology, this car definitely has it. But let's come over here. So this is your 10.25 display. So this display does adjust depending on which mode you're in. In normal mode, which we're in right now, of course, you got your analog speedometer, you got your analog tachometer, which goes to about 6,500 RPM. You do have a digital speedometer. However, you can adjust between a digital speedometer, your driving info in miles per gallon, you got your information sense refueling, you got your accumulated info long term, you got your auto stop timer, and you got your digital speedometer. So we're going to leave it here for now. This vehicle also comes with, as you can see over here, active steering. You got radar cruise control, and you got your trip settings over here. You got your voice commands, and you got your steering wheel controls, such as your volume and tuning adjustments, of course. And I like how Hyundai puts them on the same side of the steering wheel. I wish Ford, I wish Chevy, these guys would figure it out, because they always put the volume and the skip on the opposite sides, and it's kind of annoying when you're driving with one hand. You kind of want to be able to change a song and adjust the volume with one hand, but Hyundai has thought it through, and they allow you to do that. But so in terms of materials, guys, everything over here is going to be soft touch material. Up over here, it's going to be hard touch plastic, but that's kind of to be expected. A little hard touch over here for where your elbow will rest too. I mean your knee, sorry. But over here, everything's going to be soft touch, and that cloth material does continue. These air vents are very cool. I really haven't seen a design like this. I like how it flows with this little door panel design. So overall, guys, very impressive interior design. Of course, you can check out your sunroof right here. No moonroof, no panoramic, but that comes on your limited trim as well. You do get power dimming mirror or automatic dimming mirror with 3 garage opening settings, but that's about it for up there. So let's check out what we got over here. So here you got your dimming, of course, you got your trunk opening, and you got your traction control settings. You unlatch your hood over here, of course, but you know what, guys, let's just talk about this steering wheel, because I don't think I've talked about the overall design. I mentioned, like, in my other Hyundai videos that they've been absolutely killing it in terms of steering wheel designs. So if you're a 9-3 guy, you're going to have absolutely perfect 9-3 slots for your thumbs and your hands. If you're a 10-2 guy, you got these perfect 10-2 bolstering extensions. So they really thought it through for everybody, guys. If your elbow is going to be on the armrest, you can have your hand right here, and you have perfect control of your steering wheel. If you want your arm to be on your lap, you can have your hand right here in the steering wheel. And guess what? What if you don't drive with your left hand? What if you drive with your right hand? Well, guess what? You can have your arm over here on this armrest and do the same exact thing and have a comfortable driving position on this steering wheel. So Hyundai definitely thought it through. Definitely one of the best steering wheels in the business. It definitely thought through every single person that wants to drive a car and how they are comfortable driving it. But so the last thing I want to show you, of course, you got your well, let's check it out over here. So you got your 2 USBs, you got your 12-volt right here, and you got a wireless charging pad over here as well. You got your 2 cup holders. We'll move this stuff out of the way. But you got your 2 cup holders over here. They are not rubberized. That's unfortunate. But here you got your gear shifter. So it's nice material up top, and it's leather wrapped over here as well. You got your manual shift modes over here. No paddle shifters. That also comes on your limited trim. This car does give you cooled seats and heated seats. We're going to have the cooled seats on right now. Let's check out this center console. So this thing is huge, guys. You can fit a 6-pack in here, no problem. You may be able to fit some couple extra sodas in there too. So in terms of space, guys, you have just about all you would ever need. So also in terms of door panel, you got more additional storage over here and a rubberized little storage compartment over here as well. So final thing, guys, let's check out this glove box. Bang, it is damped. It's not lined with felt, unfortunately. It's actually a little bit smaller than the glove box you get in the Sonata, but not a big deal. You can still fit probably 10 license plates in there with no problem at all. But that's about it, guys, when it comes to the front seat. Let's check out the back and see what's offered back there. All right, guys, so stepping into the back seat on the Hyundai Tucson from 2022. So the soft touch materials, surprisingly, does not continue for the back seat. This is going to be hard touch, surprising. Not a big deal, of course, but coming down here, more hard touch, but that same trim that you get in the front seat does continue. You do get the cloth material that continues from the front as well. Interesting why they didn't go with a faux leather design, but they did go with faux leather for your armrest. So I do complain when manufacturers put higher quality materials over here than for the actual armrest itself. So at least Hyundai thought it through, and they did give you the high quality materials where it matters. So definitely kudos to them. Very high quality door handle here as well. Not much storage, that's unfortunate, but you can easily fit a 12-ounce bottle right here with some additional storage right here. But as you can see, there's a lot of legroom here. I'm sitting behind my seat settings and I'm 6 feet tall. So let's check it out. Well, before we check it out, just look at these seats. Not really any bolstering at all, but they are perforated, so they're gonna keep you nice and cool. So let's take a seat inside so you guys can check it out. So as you can see, guys, I'm 6 feet sitting behind myself. I still got like almost a foot of legroom. This car has extremely impressive space. No mat pocket, but you do get a cargo net, and here are your air vents. So they are positioned vertically. I really haven't seen that in many vehicles, but it's cool to see it here. Coming down here, you do get 2 USBs, and you got an additional little cargo net over here as well. But that's about it. Let's check out this little armrest, which does come with a string, which is nice because it's kind of tough to open. Pretty soft, not the softest, but pretty soft. You do get non-rubberized cup holders. So overall, pretty impressive back seat. Super impressed with the space, guys, especially for the price point. This is a compact SUV, after all. It wasn't long ago where compact SUVs, I'll be sitting with my knees and my chin. But definitely an improvement here, guys. This is a really cool compact SUV. So that's about it for the first 2 rows. Let's just check out the trunk and then take this car out for a drive. Alrighty, guys, so to get into the trunk, you simply press the button. You can also use the key fob, or you can press the inside button, but we're gonna press the button on the trunk itself. But check it out. So this is a pretty impressive trunk for a compact SUV. The trunk goes down very, very low. So if you got a dog or something, or something, if you have a dog, he or she can easily jump into this trunk with literally no problems at all. This is one of the lowest step-in heights I've ever seen for a trunk in any vehicle. I don't know if you can pick it up, but my knee is literally at the level of this trunk opening. So I don't know if I'm freakishly tall. I don't think I am. I'm 6 feet tall. I think I'm normal height. I don't think my knee should be the same height as a trunk opening. So very impressed with that, guys. If you have pets, this is definitely a vehicle to consider. This vehicle does have a tonneau cover too, so you may not be able to see exactly how much space is offered back here. We'll try to lift this up so you get a sense. It's really, really large back here, guys. So this may be a compact SUV, but my dad used to have a Ford Edge back in like 2016, and this trunk is definitely not any smaller than the trunk that's offered in the Ford Edge. But that's about it, guys. Let's shut this trunk real quick and then take a step back to show you one last look, and then we're gonna take this car out for a drive. All right, guys, so now we've just about seen everything there is to see with the inside and outside of the 2022 Hyundai Tucson. Let's take it out for a drive and see how she really performs. And again, huge thanks to Brandon Hyundai for making this review possible. Great group of guys. I definitely recommend checking them out if you're in the area. So this car is super impressive. Just by looking at it, just by feeling the materials and looking at the price tag, it's very impressive already. So I guess the one last thing to find out is how it drives. So one thing I want to show you guys right off the bat. So this vehicle doesn't have the best turning radius. We're gonna just do a circle right now. You're not gonna really tell because of the position of the camera, but I noticed it pretty quickly trying to get into like a parking spot. You will have to back up if you don't get the right angle. Not a big deal, of course. The turning radius is not that bad. It's not like if I can give you an example, an Oldsmobile Bravada from the 90s. It's not going to be like a Tahoe from the 90s. It's not going to be like a Crown Victoria. It's going to be significantly easier to maneuver than that. But compared to modern vehicles, they probably could have given you a little bit extra of a turn to get the best overall turning capabilities. But stepping onto this road, first thing you notice is the car does have pretty good torque for the 4-cylinder engine. It is naturally aspirated, but let's step onto this road. And even in normal mode, the steering has surprisingly solid feel. It's extremely direct. Wow, we just barely stepped in the gas. I was not expecting it to downshift, and we just pulled to about 40 miles per hour pretty quickly. So it is tuned kind of aggressively. I wasn't expecting that. But the steering, unbelievably direct, guys. There is literally zero play in the steering at all. So we just did the review on the Mazda 6, and that was a huge compliment that I had to that car, that it didn't have any steering play at all. And this is the same way. There's no play in the steering at all. We're in normal mode. So once we throw this drive mode into sport, it'll be interesting to see how everything improves. But if you hear a little bit of a rattle, it's gonna be the dealer plate. We just kind of like shoved the dealer plate in between the window and the frame over in the back. So if it rattles around, just, I guess, ignore it. It shouldn't be a big deal. But we'll step in the gas about a quarter of the way here, and you guys can see, going to about 3,000 RPM, this thing can really pull. I think it pulls harder than the same exact engine in the Sonata, which I know makes no sense. That car not only weighs less, it had more power. But we'll throw this car into the turn, and it stays perfectly flat. They definitely sorted the suspension out very well. Oh my gosh, guys! To say that I'm impressed so far, it would be an understatement. I'm almost speechless. I don't know how they made this car so sharp. I don't know how they made the torque delivery feel stronger than it felt in the Sonata SE. It actually makes no sense. We're gonna have to stop at some point and try to do a real acceleration run to really see. But okay, check it out. One more tight turn. Wow, guys, this thing has no issues at all in these turns. We're gonna avoid a puddle right here, but watch this huge bump right here. You don't even really feel it. You can hear the license plate rattling around, but that's about it. But okay, guys, we are at the legendary roundabout. Let's throw this thing into sport and check out this vehicle's overall handling. So okay, we get sharper throttle response, significantly sharper oh, and the steering, it gets even better, guys. But what absolutely surprised me the most is this handling ability. There's like zero pitch and roll. Like I'm moving the wheel, guys, you're seeing it, and it's not, the body is staying completely flat. This is truly remarkable, guys, how flat this car can stay throughout this roundabout. But we're gonna rip it into the closing right here, and check out the exit power. Oh my God, you hear the water bottle flying, you know it's a sharp turn. Oof, guys. This thing is a sporty little SUV. Huge puddles right here. Oof. Hopefully it wasn't very clean to begin with, so we shouldn't get it too dirty. But wow, guys, I am seriously impressed. But okay, one more sharp turn in sport mode. Whew, guys, wow, a little understeer there. Okay, we were able to slightly push this vehicle's limits, but the limits are extremely high. This is one of the most capable SUVs in terms of handling that I've honestly ever drove, and I did not think I would be saying that about a Hyundai Tucson, but guess what, guys, I am, and it's honestly very impressive. But okay, let's step onto this road over here. In sport mode, it's very sensitive throttle. It shoots you up to 3,000 RPM just when you're barely tapping it. So it's very aggressively tuned in regular mode. Well, not very, but it's pretty aggressively tuned, which is nice for a lower horsepower vehicle. Okay, throwing it in right here. Whew. Okay, let's slow down right here actually and test out the acceleration. But as I was saying, it's nice to have aggressive tuning for a lower horsepower vehicle because you don't want to be fishing for power all the time. But we're stopped right here on a straight road. We're gonna do this one time. Oh, the stupid start stop. Let's get this engine back on. Okay, so the engine's on and we're just gonna floor it. Okay, go. Pretty, okay, yeah, so, yeah. Okay, so when you, okay, there it is. So the moment of truth, guys. It's not the fastest car, but it is tuned very aggressively, so you're not going to be fishing for power ever. You're going to have plenty of power throughout the power band, but overall horsepower is still 186. So you're not going to be obviously flying in this car. That's not what this car is for. But you're not going to be also fishing for power in this car like you would be in a lot of its competition. It is tuned aggressively. I've said it a million times. You're going to have that power immediately. Response is fantastic. These brakes, fantastic. The steering is actually scary how good it is. I'm not exaggerating that, guys. This steering is truly remarkable, even in regular mode. So this is actually one of the cars that I wouldn't tell you need to put it in sport, because sport, it does make the steering better. It definitely increases overall feel. It makes it a little bit heavier, but it's just as direct. And when you have absolutely unbelievable directness in your steering off the jump, there's no reason to put the car into sport mode because you're just going to lose your overdrive. So you're going to be using more gas. You're not going to be driving in the, let's say, 8th gear, because this is an 8-speed transmission. It's going to throw you into probably either 6th, maybe 7th when you're just cruising. So you're going to use more gas. That's just inevitable. So I'll probably recommend keeping it in normal mode in this car. But all in all, guys, super impressed with this car. It's very comfortable. These seats are unbelievable. Steering, unbelievable. Response, fantastic, guys. Options, you have, in my opinion, I think you have every single option you need. You got the wireless phone charger, you got the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bose sound system, you got the leather seats, you got the digital dash. Am I missing anything? The only thing you're missing is paddle shifters, which is not a big deal for those of you guys who need the manual shift controls. You got your manual shifter right here. So I'm not going to use it. I personally don't really care about that. But another thing you're missing is memory seats. So if you're sharing the car, you may want to spend the extra few $1,000 and go the limited just to get those memory seats. I know that's a pretty big feature for people that share vehicles. So if you need it, definitely get it. But all in all, super impressed with the car. I do want to test out the adaptive steering. However, we've tested out adaptive steering, active steering for these Hyundai cars before, so we know that they work, but we're going to test it out anyway. But all in all, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you've already subscribed. Thank you so much. I have endless gratitude for all you guys that are subscribed. Obviously, without you guys, this channel is not possible. So I really appreciate your constant support and your just overall help. So please like the video too. It definitely helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. But other than that, I really enjoyed making this video, guys. Definitely check out Brandon Hyundai. These guys are extremely kind. They have a really impressive inventory. They got a ton of Genesis cars. They got a few N-Lines. They got a really nice updated lineup of Tucsons, Elantras, all the cars. You know, they do sell a lot of Palisades though, so if you're looking for a Palisade, you should probably jump on it quick. But other than that, guys, as soon as we get the chance, we're going to step onto this little highway and just test out this active steering system and then return the car back to Brandon Hyundai. So since this car is tuned very aggressively, you will kind of feel that you will spin off the line without much effort. But we got the active steering mode on. We're in the middle of a turn. I was kind of scared because we almost left the lane on the left there. So in terms of the other models, it's not, well, no, guys, we just did a full turn on a highway, and after the turn stopped and put me back into the center of the lane. Like, guys, I don't have to touch the steering wheel. You guys know this. It's one of the best systems available today. I'm so confident in the system that there's a truck next to me right now. But we're returning right now to Brandon Hyundai. Let's get this car back to them. So again, thanks so much for watching. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. But again, super grateful for all you guys, and I hope all of you have a great day.